Ta-da!
Hello. Good evening,
hello.
everybody.
Hi, everybody. We are back. We are here for our 8th live. I think we got it wrong last time. I think I was saying it was the 6th or something, wasn't I?
Yeah, because I think that might be my fault, because I think I put 6 on the thing.
He gave me the wrong information. It's actually our 8th live. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
8th live.
8th live this year.
First things first. Glad to see so many of you are in the chat. Thank you for spending time with us on your Sunday evening.
I think
we really
first one was Ken, wasn't it?
First one was Ken. You can hear us, I hope. Can everybody hear us? Just let us know quickly before we yabber on too much.
Yes, like we've done in the past.
Yes.
Usually people say we can't hear you by now, so it's
they
fine.
usually say no sound. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Aren't we?
Good to go.
So yes, you're joining us again at our Chicky Tiki Bar. We are back. We are here. We have had a few questions come in from patrons ahead because we asked them. So we will answer those first. If you do have a question, please be sure to put question first, because it's just a lot easier for us to see in the feed, because otherwise it just gets lost.
Yes.
But yeah, that's great. So anything else you want to address?
No, I think so. Well, I just want to check if everybody's seen our latest vlog as well. I went live on Friday.
Can you believe it? Fred Olsen. Would you have imagined there would be a silent disco on there? No.
And that spa was amazing as well.
And it's all especially exclusively for you, honestly. And that's not because we were invited. It's not because of vlogging or anything like that. That's what everybody gets. You basically pay, is it £25? I
think it's £25 per couple
for an hour.
For an hour. It's exclusively for you.
That's it. So, I mean, obviously, if you've got friends on the ship, you can all go together. Because, I mean, there were like 6 of those heated loungery beds in there. But, yeah, that's all exclusive for you. How fabulous is that? I mean, honestly, that puts other cruise lines to shame. Really does. And you see what you get and the value of it as well. It was cheaper.
And that massage bed was really good value as well. That was like £200 both of us. Yeah, and it included champagne.
And we had the canapes and all the little bits in the orange juice. It was lovely. That was really good.
So if you want to see episode 3, that's now live for our patrons.
Yes.
Ad-free version, and you can join our Patreon from, I think it's £2 a month. If you head over to patreon.com/cruise monkeys, sign up there, join it for however long you want, join it for a month, 2 months. Cancel. We don't, it's there because we know how annoying those ads are on YouTube.
Yeah. So do you want to say hello, because we can see a few people in the chat that we know. Obviously Ken was first. He was here quarter to 7, I think it was. He was here before we were.
Jerry and Diane are here as well.
Hello,
good evening.
Hello. They're in a caravan at the moment, and they said the signal might be a bit poor, so they're going to stick it out as long as they can if they can.
Ali Mahoney's in the house.
Yes.
Good evening. And Dave, Tony. Good evening. Rose. There's a lot of people in this.
There's a lot of people.
James,
thank you all for joining us. Yeah,
thank you. Well, first thing, I need to drink before I start. So I'm going to have one.
I'm drinking my drink in my tiki mug.
What we'll do is we'll jump to the Patreon questions first.
Yeah.
And then we'll take up everybody else's questions. So I can see some questions coming in. Let's get started. Otherwise, we'll fall behind, won't we?
Fast now.
So first question from Ian and Roxy. Have you ever been close to the bone getting back to the ship before it leaves port? And have you waved at people who didn't quite make it?
We've never waved at people who haven't quite made it. We've never seen a port runner as such, have we? However, we haven't actually been close to the bone.
We were a bit of a skid, didn't we?
We didn't have a bit of a skid. I've been editing episode 5 this week. It's a massive video for me. It's like 800 odd videos, by the way, for me to actually sift through for this when we went to Narvik. And we weren't late by any means, but by all accounts we were the last people to get back on the ship. I will say this though, in our defense, I think the cable car breaking down or stopping or whatever it did may have had, well, it didn't really have much being on it because it was only about 3 or 4 minutes. But we were back
a lot longer.
we were back well before the time, but we were the last people when we walked up the gangway. I mean, we were just taking photos, doing selfies in front of the ship. I was doing pans, and as we walked up the gangway, I could see him putting stuff away behind us as we were walking up, and you overheard somebody say,
I heard somebody,
the last.
I heard them radio and saying, "No, the last 2 have just arrived back now."
And I was like, oh, and I didn't think we were cutting it fine, but. Yeah, so I suppose that is probably the closest we've ever come.
Yeah, we've never seen pier runners.
Never seen them.
You tend to find them more in the Caribbean, I think when people get
the rum.
Yeah.
I think they go to these bars, and I think you go to these places, and I think you get so immersed in the whole experience, because we've done it ourselves. not necessarily been late, but you go to a bar and it's very easy to lose track of time, especially in the Caribbean, because the cocktails and all out there are really, you get lost.
One tip we'll say is if you are doing any excursions independently or going off the shore independently, make sure you take your daily program with you, because that has got the emergency number in for the ship. So if you are stuck or running late, you can ring the ship and let them know you're running late. They might not wait for you, but it's no harm trying, is there? No. And, you know, well, we've always done it. We've always made sure we know taxis and stuff as well. We can get back in time anyway.
Oh, sorry.
You ready for the next question?
I am indeed. Sorry, my knee is digging into the bar.
So this is from Paul and Anna. How do you feel about other bloggers promoting themselves on your page and chats? It feels like they're riding on your hard work. Am I wrong?
It can. I suppose I can see how you would think that. And yeah, we have had a few comments and people have said that in the past. Generally, the general rule of thumb is everybody that we know, YouTubers and that, they tend to, we help each other out. There's a bit of a community going.
Well, there's a nice little community.
Which is really, really nice. We tend to try, you know, if we haven't been on a cruise, we will say, oh, have you seen so-and-so's video instead? We try and share the love out if we can. We have had one or two more on our Facebook group. We had one this week, unfortunately, where they basically promoted themselves and somebody else had nothing to do with us. And I'm just a bit like, that's just a bit rude. We don't mind people promoting videos in our group as such. We're not going to shut that down just because it's not our video. We're not regimental and strict like that. But what we will say is what I can't stand is when someone just pushes a video, they drop the video, and then they leave. And people might ask them questions about their video and they don't answer them, or they don't participate in the group at all whatsoever. And it's not just our group, because we've seen it in other groups as well. We know of it happening. People, they push their videos, it's really obvious, and they just don't interact, they don't help, they don't engage. That can be really, to be honest, it's just downright rude.
To be fair, most people who come on our chat and stuff, they are personal friends of ours. Exactly. And they help out. Like we've got Ken Lindsay in the chat now. They're part of the Blue Spanner crew or whatever you call it, the moderators. So if anything goes wrong, that they can kick people out and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, no, we to be fair, we're friends with everybody who kind of interacts with us.
And what we've learned over the years is that people who follow us tend to follow us. They don't seem to be, they might have an interest in other cruise bloggers, but generally, if somebody else tries to promote themselves, it just doesn't go down. It goes down like a cup of cold sick, really, doesn't it? Like people just don't really bother. They don't engage with it as much. I've noticed that. Yeah. But it can be the same with us. If we could do an interview with somebody, and if people aren't interested in us, they're not interested in us, end of. But they still might be interested in, say, whoever we're doing the live with, or whoever's the host of the live, yada yada. But
no. So I don't think that is the case, or we hope it's not the case anyway. Fingers crossed.
Yes. So is that our two pages?
That's our two questions. So if you want to join, like I said earlier, if you want to join a Patron, you can get ad-free access to our videos. We also ask patrons for any questions, and that's where we start off with on most of our lives. So we'll hit the questions now. So if you have got a question, make sure you start with question.
Yeah, I have said that.
And I shall start working my way through and try and find one. Keep talking, Lou.
Okay, well, what do you want to talk about? The weather. It's been windy here today.
Oh, there you go. No question. But we know it's a question. Average age of clients. I'd say
the demographic was a little bit older than we've normally seen on other cruise lines. However, we had a snotty comment, I think, on one of our videos saying something like, "Oh, you're the youngest," blah blah blah. Actually, we weren't the youngest people. There was quite a few. There was people our age on there.
There was
families on there. We were not the youngest people on there at all.
I'd say the average age on our cruise is probably mid-60s. I'd say, mid to late 60s.
Yeah,
but that's the same as if you were on Arcadia.
Yeah, exactly. If you P&O adult ownership, demographic would have been the same. It's a lot more relaxed and a lot more laid back than a P&O ship. There could be slightly more going on a P&O, I would say, but in general, it was good.
I see Ian Roxy. Good evening. I hope we answered your question. James Mahoney in the shed.
Right, they've said they can hear us.
Hear us.
Karen Matthews said, hello. It's your first time commenting. Hello. Don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid.
But we've seen this. Hello. There we go.
I don't know why. I just happened to see it. So
first time commenting. Yeah, and I'm sure I just saw I'm brand new subscriber to you as well. That's the one there.
That's this one. Brand new subscriber.
Lynn Ropes.
You won't do you can't do anything wrong. As long as
let me know, Ken, if I do anything wrong. Yeah, Ken will keep you in tow.
You're totally fine.
So this question: have you been on Arcadia? What did you think?
We have. We've actually been on Arcadia twice. The first time we went was a mini cruise to Bruges. Back when we first started cruise, I think it was actually our 3rd ever cruise. And what we did on that was celebrate our engagement, because we got engaged on P&O Aurora. So what we did was sort of like, it wasn't a stag do as such. All of us as a group of friends went away and just had a weekend, and we just had loads of fun. And it was brilliant. When we have been back on Arcadia again since, in 2019, we went back for 2 weeks on Arcadia, and we went to Norway, Iceland and Ireland. A fantastic cruise, really enjoyed it.
We have got daily vlogs on that.
We have got vlogs on that. If you look on our channel, just put in P&O Arcadia, it's bound to go. The first one was back in the old silent era. It's all got funky music. Depends on what country you're in. I'm hoping you're in the UK. You should be able to see it. If you're not, the music that we used at the time gets blocked in certain countries, so it's not visible. But yeah, the other ones are there's loads of them. We look a lot younger in that video.
Yeah, no, we have been on it, and we want to get back on it because it's been a long time now. But
we do.
Yeah, it's just finding the right one.
Want to get back on it. It was a contender. We're going to go into this later on, but
I did see a question about that later.
Oh, wait, I was going to say there's something coming up. People do.
Good evening, cruising gays. Hope you're well.
Hello.
Good evening. There's a few.
I'll just have a swig of this because we've got citronella candles in here because we didn't want to get midgies. These are quite good actually. They're from Home Bargains. I think they're only about £2.49 or £3. Quite good. But sometimes they get in the throat.
When's our next cruise? We haven't got a cruise until the end of summer, unless you count a kind of cruise we might be going on in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh yeah,
just leave it there.
Well, it's the shortest cruise we've ever done in our whole lives. Even shorter than our ferry trip to Ireland. It's that short, but it is technically a cruise.
Yes,
it's coming up. You will see. We don't want to give too much away.
We did mention it in our newsletter this week.
You?
Yeah, give big hints in our newsletter. So if you subscribe to any newsletter, you'll know. If you're not subscribed, head over to our website and subscribe.
But yeah, we haven't got our next cruise now until October. But believe you me, I'm kind of glad because I've got a lot of catching up to do. We've still got a lot of episodes for this Borealis trip. We've got, I'm hoping to make something. We went on that press trip on Sun Princess, which was loads of fun. Samurai Adrenal was there, and who was the other DJ? Scott Mills. That's right. Bloody good fun. So I'm hoping to put something together for that event. And also, we do have a cruise we went on. I'm hoping to make videos for it. We went on Queen Victoria last year with our friend Ben. We had an absolute hoot. We really enjoyed it last year and the year before. So I'd like to put something together. So I'm hoping with all those videos that I've got to make, it should tie us over until we go. Failing that, this other little trip we do, I think I might video that as well.
So you might get Christmas videos in the middle of summer. That'd be fun.
No, well, you think about it. Where are we now? We're now in the middle of June.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not. We're beginning of June. Take it back. But you used to take it 6 months from now is Christmas.
Oh,
and
no, don't talk about Christmas.
But yeah, but we have
early.
A lot of videos. We've only on number 2, so we've got at least another 8 vlogs to go. Then that would be another one of Sun Princess. Then another 4 possibly of Victoria. It's good. Before you know it, it's October.
Yeah,
it churns over, doesn't it? So quick.
Not quite sure what the question is, Elaine.
Just says question.
Hope you're well, by the way.
Question. It's probably later. Perhaps.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Hang on.
You've got to ask it now.
Here we go.
What was your favourite restaurant, Fred Olsen? Joanna, it's a hard one. It did really. I think I Colours and Taste, or was it what's the other one? Vasco? What was the Indian one?
Yeah,
that was good.
We had a lovely tasting meal, which isn't part of the restaurant, but that was really good.
Yeah.
The tasting meal. I think it's like
the wine pairing, the food pairing was bloody.
I think it's about 80 pounds per person. That was really good.
That was probably our favourite. Actually, that was. And it wasn't just about the food. Well, the food was phenomenal. It really was. But the wine and the champagne and stuff we had with that meal was really good quality. And the sommelier was there. He was discussing how it paired. And he was saying, try the drink and then try it with this and then try the drink. And it was really, really informative and interesting. But other than that, the mainstream dining, I would say I really enjoyed Colours and Taste. It was quite nice.
And to be fair, all the food on board we found really good. Even the buffet, like you sit down and it's like knives and forks and it's set up
It's not like
The
a buffet, it's like a restaurant. I also really enjoyed with Fred Olsen, they tend to do like a wine tasting, don't they? They put cheeses with it. Depending on your itinerary, that sort of dictates what cheeses you'll have. And we had this Norwegian cheese, which I've absolutely fallen in love with, and I will get some. Somebody did say last time it was in Waitrose or Sainsbury's or somewhere. Haven't actually. I'm trying to do slimming, but is it keto? It could be keto.
It won't be.
Caramel.
No, caramel. It won't be.
No. Oh god. Yeah. So, but that was lovely.
So there's a question here from Michelle. Any plans for a group cruise?
Okay, we're gonna start this conversation because, like, I've danced around it and you've danced around it, and now we've got an official question that's come through. So, do we have to address the people?
So, we are in talks with Cruise Line around our group cruise for next year. Nothing's confirmed yet. We've got to try and work out availability, pricing, any kind of onboard credit offers and stuff like that. What perks we can get. So we're currently talking to them at the moment. We're looking towards the end of 2026.
Yeah, it will be a while away because we know that there are a lot of other group cruises going on. We were tempted to do one this year, but we realised being June now, even if we did one in December, it would be it's cutting it fine. So we want to give people enough notice and time to plan it and budget for it. Generally, what we tend to do, we don't do stupidly expensive. So we're looking. We've actually been pricing up this particular cruise, and we've worked out we can probably get a balcony cabin, and it'll be under £1,000
per person.
A lot less than £1,000. You wouldn't get the drinks in it with £1,000, probably a bit more than that, but because in general, yeah. But
we've aimed for the last cruise. On this cruise, we're aiming between £500 and £1,000 per person, because that's when we asked about a year and a half ago. That's the kind of price that people wanted. A lot of people wanted 7-night cruises, so it will be a 7-night cruise, and we hope anyway. And yeah, that's about it. Really.
I'm kind of hoping it might be slightly themed, to an extent, and. Yeah, we're hoping
by the next live
we'll have official. And what we're also going to do, I'm sure we've said this before, but after the success of our last group cruise, but I hope other people think of success, we did. We had about 50 people on that, and I think that was our second group cruise. I think that worked so well because it gave us time to engage, interact, and spend time with all those people, and it was fantastic, really good. So I think what we will do is we will aim for it to be space for just about 50 people.
Yeah, we're limited.
Is what we're going to do.
That's what we've told the cruise lines as well.
That's what we've told them. So we'll probably be, if when it launches, it'll be space for just 50 people. So
so that was one of the things we can take off our list to talk about.
You wrote that on your
had on my list.
Yes.
What's the best Caribbean port we've visited?
Oh God, they all merge into each other, and you drink a lot of bloody rum.
I really like Martinique, to be fair.
Was that the one?
St. Thomas is nice as well.
St. Thomas is lovely. St. Lucia, we just went to the Pitons, didn't we?
Yeah, let's see St. Lucia, did we?
Which one was the one where we got the monkey? There was monkeys when we come off, and we went off on the bus trip. Was it? Yeah.
That was. You're at Tanyo Bay.
Oh, yes. That one, is it a private island? Well, it's not a private island, it's Dominican Republic, isn't it? Really speaking. But it's I think it's one of those places where if you go off on your own, you could get pestered, hounded, possibly mugged. But so basically what they've done, the cruise lines have got these resort style places in now. Yeah, Tiano Bay.
Tiano Bay, so that's where MSC go.
I really
Celebrity
enjoyed that.
go, Virgin go.
Admitted it was very resorty. And when we were there, it wasn't finished, so I'd love to go back. But when we were there, they were actually constructing a lazy river. But the pool and everything was fantastic. The bar was good. It was a really nice place. I would like to go back there.
So you're saying Tiano Bay? Tiano Bay? Tiano Bay.
Well, I did enjoy seeing the Pitons. St. Lucia did look beautiful.
They're all nice.
They're all nice, and they're all. To be fair, it's one of those things you can go from island to island to island, and there's a. What was the one we went to? We were on the bus with Michelle and all. That was bloody lovely.
Yeah, that was Martinique.
Yeah, I think I would agree. Yeah, that
Martinique.
One. Yeah, the sugar plantation.
Yes, that's one.
Yeah,
we had a taxi around the island.
That was good with Caribbean Island Tours. So if you've heard of them and you've seen them on Facebook, we highly recommend them. We have used them 2 or 3 times now.
Twice on that cruise and once on Celebrity, so about 3 times.
And they were really good. Really good. Yeah.
Yes, we have been on Avia. We're on the maiden Caribbean season of Aida, weren't we?
Yes, we have been on Aida. Yeah, there is videos of that on our channel
Yep.
as well.
Have you done? Have just done my first group cruise, Ken Lindsay. Do you ever plan to go on a group cruise in the future? I think we've answered that one.
We've just answered that one, yeah. We have. It will be coming. I'm hoping maybe next live we should have an announcement. If not, it will be very soon after, and it won't. It's not long. We have got plans.
I mean, okay. So Fred do go from Southampton and Portsmouth, don't they?
Fred, yes, they do go from Portsmouth.
No, not they go around. I think Liverpool, Newcastle, Southampton, and Portsmouth.
Yes. So do they go Dover as well?
I'm not sure. Possibly.
Don't quote me on that.
But if you want to try Fred, honestly, recommend giving them a go. Have a look at the ports. They will go from down your way.
Yeah.
Just not as often as the likes of P&O.
It's a very, very different experience to P&O Iona. A lot different. You'll find, it's a smaller ship. It's very intimate. It's nice. The staff get to know you really well. It's not as busy. It's very, very. I like it. Yes.
Somebody's noticed you were only here. Did Fred get quiet later in the evening?
We weren't the last people to go to bed.
No,
believe it or not. It does.
The pub was open. I was quite busy until midnight-ish, I'd say.
Yeah, and the observatory. There was always like a dance.
Yeah, until midnight.
There.
Yeah, there was always something going on.
I thought we were going to bed. I'm sure we went to bed at 1 or 2 o'clock at one point, which I'd say is normal, quite late for a cruise line. So it depends where you go and what you're into. I mean, obviously there was a silent disco, but the music wasn't exactly modern music. But as it happened, I didn't mind. I knew all the songs, I knew all the words, so I was singing away. But I suppose some people might think, oh no, it's not my sort of music, and go to bed early, maybe. But there was life there if you wanted it.
Casino wins. We're never that lucky in casinos. I think we have won about 130. I think I won once, didn't I? Yeah. I was very lucky. Basically, won. I thought, I'm going to take it.
Was that on Iona?
Iona, yeah. Fred didn't have a casino, so
no, they don't, do they?
Was there a moment?
Things really start to shift your channel, like something that clicked through videos. I think for us, the biggest thing was probably being on MSC Virtuosa on the very first cruise to leave the UK after the pandemic. And I think it was all down to the fact that we all didn't really think it was going to go ahead. I think from conversations that we had with people, I think even the government were begging the cruise line not to actually sail. And it sailed, and it was a success. And thanks to MSC, I will say this, they got cruising back on its feet, proved it could go ahead. But that was where I'd say we started out really well.
I think it did start before that. I think it was when we started coming in front of the camera and talking to the camera more.
Yeah, that did. But I'd say initially though, I think because we had content out there, and then we went on the pandemic and people were looking at that ship sailing, and then obviously because they could find we'd done other videos in the past, maybe it gave them something, realized the channel was going, and maybe that I'd say that's where we first initially ever took off. Yeah.
Well, hey, somebody's got one of our lanyards.
Can't wait to go lanyard. 2027. Wow, that's quite a while away. I mean, we'll be hoping to go away. Well, obviously in 2027, but yeah, it's a big year for me.
Yeah,
I'll be old.
You'll be old.
I'll be officially old.
If you are after a Cruise Monkeys lanyard, head over to our website as well. We've got a link to our shop on there, so you can get them.
Graham Rand has asked, did you like the pictures of Regal Princess? We did. I did see them.
Yes. Hang on, you're jumping down.
Sorry,
you're jumping questions. What font do you use on your thumbnails? So this is called GR Bold, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's the Cruise Monkeys official font.
That's our font that we use.
Which is the same font that the Tiki Bar, I don't know if you can even see it, but there's a sign outside.
No, you're going to drop it. No, you're going
to drop it. Look. We even use the same font outside our Tiki Bar.
But yeah, it was the font of our logo, so we've gone with that basically. Okay. Chris and Arson. It's Indy next week. First time we've done Anthem.
What can you recommend?
Not done Indy.
We are the same as you. We've done Anthem. Absolutely loved Anthem of the Seas. So I don't really know what's on Independence of the Seas. We did look at going or sailing with them, but they're really expensive, and not necessarily the cruises. The cruises can be quite reasonable, but the prices of the drinks on board are very expensive, and it pushes us out, to be honest, which is a shame because we really enjoyed Anthem. So I can't really give any recommendations. I mean, obviously, if you've been on Anthem as well, you'll know James Italian was bloody good. And what was the other one? It's Chop. Is it Chops? What's the steak?
Steak. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Is it called Chops Grill?
No, I think it is. We get all confused.
So they all start to niche. But yeah, I did like the steakhouse. It was really good. You went too first on the Wonderland thing.
I wasn't a fan of Wonderland.
But yeah, I really enjoyed Jamie's. That was really good.
Oh yeah, come back and let us know.
Let us know
how it goes,
and what restaurants you managed to find, because we'd love to know. If you can put pictures on our Facebook group, we can all see it and share it. And
just seen. I was looking at my phone. I was looking at the likes this video. If you can give this video a thumbs up, put the there's a little thumb up button down there. Press that if you could, please.
There's prices.
That would be great, because it helps others find our videos.
It says Tiki Soul. I thought they were prices. I was like, I've not took the labels off this. I've had this for yonks. Is it not washed up? But it says Tiki Soul. So yes, everybody, if you're wondering, that's not prices.
No plans to go on Star of the Seas. We were booked on Icon of the Seas. But the problem we found with Royal Caribbean is it's just so expensive, especially the drinks package.
And it is a shame, because we came off Anthem of the Seas and we were absolutely blown away. We were buzzing, and we really enjoyed the experience. We really enjoyed Royal Caribbean. I would love to go on them again, but the price has to be right. And it's finding that package, that drinks package. The only thing we could possibly do is maybe book like a cruise, say, and something else I'd suggest other people maybe do is book a cruise for, say, next year, wait for Black Friday to come along, and then maybe pounce on things. They do offers, spa, drinks, things like that. Maybe wait for the Black Friday events, and then maybe get your drinks package. That could be something we could look into, possibly. I would like to go back on Royal Caribbean, definitely.
So Ali's looking at doing a Christmas and New Year's cruise. What would you recommend?
Well, I would say it's difficult because not a lot of them actually do Christmas and New Year, do they? They tend to do a Christmas. No, not very often. They tend to do a Christmas cruise, and then you tend to find, especially like P&O, maybe Cunard, I'm not sure, definitely P&O, they tend to do at least 5 nights over New Year's, don't they? But what I will say is the New Year's ones seem extortionate.
Yeah.
Extortionately priced.
I'd probably be tempted to fly as well for Christmas and New Year's, so that I've got a bit nicer weather, because obviously around the UK and Northern Europe it's not going to be the best weather.
It depends if that's what people want. It's a tough one. Who would you recommend, though?
I'd probably go P&O or Cunard. Yeah.
If you wanted to be like a British, like a New Year's, as we would experience. I mean, I suppose, say you were to do Christmas, I definitely want to go with Cunard or P&O. If you go New Year's, again, I'd probably one of those two, because you'd have experienced Christmas at home, and it'd be nice then to carry on. You want it still to feel homely, don't you? Home from home.
But I'll have a look when we come off this, what's available of Christmas New Year. We haven't looked. Normally we don't tend to look at Christmas New Year because the dog and stuff, and trying to put her in care and things.
Well, for that reason, we tend to go away. You've probably noticed we go away like the first week of January, maybe second week of January. That's how we tend to do it for that reason.
We loved Queen Anne. Really
enjoyed Queen Anne. Yeah, I wouldn't be apprehensive about it at all. She's different than the other ships, but in a modern, it's like a nice modern twist, but it still feels very Cunard. Absolutely loved how they've expanded on a lot of the public areas. Things like the Commodore's Club is like, if you've got the smallest is like Queen Mary, the biggest is Queen Anne, but it's a lovely lounge. It's so nice, and I just like the fact she's got a glass covered pool, and it's enormous. It's like 2 floors. It's lovely. And they also expanded on their dining options. There's a lot more choice for dining, a lot more specialty, but it's good. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Thumbs up. That's good. I've just seen, after me mentioning it, it has jumped up, so I'm quite happy with that.
Thank you, people.
Thank you. So we've kind of answered that one. We'd like to go on one, but we just haven't been on one, have we? Do you have any issues in filming from staff or passengers disapproving?
You do get it. Yeah, you do get it from time to time. Sometimes when you're asking staff, what I tend to do now when I'm vlogging, I call it cow and chicken. I say to Gav, do the cow and chicken. I don't know if you know what I'm on about, but there was a cartoon on Nickelodeon years ago, and it was cow and chicken, and all you ever saw of the mum and the dad was the feet. You never ever saw their face. So I always say to Gav, cow and chicken it. So whenever we film crew or staff or someone serving us, unless they they want to be in it or they have a laugh with you and you get a bit of a rapport, generally the first couple of shots is always just their body or their hands. That's all you'll see. You do sometimes get passengers who will say, oh, I don't want to be on camera, blah blah blah. We can blur them out.
YouTube's great. You can kind of click on after the video is uploaded, it'll give you all the faces in the video. You can click on the face and it'll blur out. So if when people have asked us in the past, we've said, we'll blur you out, it's fine, don't worry about it. But yeah, so some of the stuff, I think they think you might be complaining and stuff.
That's the problem. I think once you tell them, look, I'm not filming because there's anything wrong, I'm filming because we're having a good time and we're enjoying it, they're happy then.
Normally fine then, don't they? One no-no is areas where there's security. So when you board the ship or in terminals, sometimes they do shout at you not to film at that point. We
don't film kiddies or children's areas for obvious reasons. You'll never see us doing tours of kids club unless we've been invited by I think only once or twice where Cruise Line has said, come in early, and you go in before it's open, things like that. I tend to try and film when there's we tend to book our meals and things at less busy times, things like that. We always ask to be seated out the way. We have gone to do that now.
We try and be conscious not to ruin other people's holidays. Question: have you been on Ventura? Yes, a long time ago. Another ship we need to get back on.
That was back in again silent era with the music. Crazy.
Hey, Kaz won Fred Olsen there.
Oh yes, the Frederick Olsen Bay, the Frederick Bay.
We need to do another giveaway, don't we? It's been a while since
we should do it. Have we got any more stuff we can give away?
Yeah, I'm sure we got some Cruise Monkeys merch and stuff. Yeah.
We'll do a giveaway. We'll find a giveaway, but we'll do another giveaway.
We're looking to do another Norway cruise. What's your favourite time of year to visit Norway?
Mid-June.
We've had good weather mid-June, haven't we?
Mid-June. Not only that, it's land of the midnight sun.
Yeah.
So you will get pretty much light until silly hours in the morning. If it depends how far north you go, what I would probably actually recommend is looking at land of the midnight sun specifically. That would be really, really good to do. We haven't actually done that ourselves yet. We've come close to it on the Arcadia cruise we mentioned earlier on. That was in July, going into August, and there were points when we were coming around into the Arctic Circle up in Iceland that it just didn't really get dark. It just there's like a twilight, sort of like a hue in the sky, and it just gets light again. So I would recommend that. And I think if you could go to, if I had a try, I would love to go to, is it Lofoten Islands? I would love to go there. I would love to go to, is it North Cape, where they've got, I think a northern, what we call it Northern Lights, Land of the Midnight Sun is perfect. Again, Northern Lights is another one.
It also depends what you want out of your cruise. So if you want Northern Lights, you'd be looking to go in November to March time. If you want to see the waterfalls and things like that early on in the summer,
is good. When the snow is, think of when the snow is melting. That's when the waterfalls are
probably April, May and June, probably a bit.
I mean, we've been in September. What we found with September was it started getting dark quite early at that time of year. So I would say September's probably too late for me. I wouldn't aim to do that again. I'd definitely go with about June, July. But midnight sun be lovely.
Thank you, Jerry. Glad you enjoyed it.
I'll leave you. That's good. I'm so relieved.
Do you think 2 and 3 night cruises are worthwhile? Yeah, we've done quite a lot of these, and we quite enjoy them. Don't we?
If you're not sure about a cruise line or a brand or whatever, it's the perfect way to do it. I will say this: take all mini cruises with a pinch of salt, because you can go on a mini cruise. For instance, Arcadia, we went on with our friends for our stag, hen, whatever you want to call it, engagement party. It was a lot livelier than we went on it for 2 weeks. A lot livelier. We still enjoyed it nevertheless, but it was a lot different. Bear that in mind, because I know some people might go and say, the ship was rammed, it was bonkers. But if you go on a longer itinerary, expect that to fizzle out, expect the capacity to be lower.
It does depend where you're traveling from and stuff, I suppose, as well.
It's also a really good way. Say now you were interested in Cunard and you wanted to get up the loyalty tiers. Cruise lines like Cunard are good to do mini cruises, because with them it's per cruise will elevate you. So you start off with red, go to silver and gold, you only have to do 1, 2, 3 cruises. Well, if they're like mini cruises, you know, that could be like, say they're all like 3 nights. That was 9 nights.
I
Well,
think
if you go away for a week,
well, isn't it?
yeah, it's worth looking into. If you want to elevate those tiers in your loyalty, definitely worth doing.
So the shortest cruise we've done is 2 nights.
Yes. I want to say we went on Ventura. Oriana.
Oriana was 2 nights. Britannia we've done as 2-nighters.
No.
We did, didn't we?
No, they were. Oh,
with your dad.
no.
Was that a 2-nighter or was that a 3-nighter?
That was a 2-nighter, yes, because we boarded, didn't we? Then we went to Bruges and we came home. That was a 2-nighter, yes.
Yeah, we've done a couple, and we've also done ship visits, which are just a few hours in Southampton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is worth it, I suppose. It's a getaway.
Put it like this: for us, we like to go to Southampton. It's a big part of the experience, part of our cruising. We've actually said this. We haven't been from Southampton for a while now. We miss it. We like to go shopping. We've got friends down there we'd like to meet. For us to go to Southampton, we were actually looking for this summer. It's actually probably better for us to just say, oh, you know what, go on a mini cruise for 3 or 4 nights and meet those said friends on that cruise. You know, your food's included, you're all together, you're doing something you love, and you still get to go shopping in Southampton as well. For us, that's how it works, because we do live so far away. But they're definitely, I'd say, don't dismiss a mini cruise. And also what you can do sometimes, if you've never experienced like a back-to-back kind of cruise, that is a unique experience. I would recommend it, because you get to watch everyone leave and you stay on. But you can do mini cruises backed on to longer cruises, and they're cheaper.
Would you do a transatlantic?
Again, we haven't done transatlantic.
We'd like to do a transatlantic. That's definitely on the cards, isn't it?
On Avia? I don't know. There'd be a lot going on. It's a nice size ship. To be fair, we'll say this. When we were caught up in Storm Eunice and we were on Iona, we didn't really feel the motion of the ocean, did we? It was very, very... I was surprised how calm and how well that ship handled it. Really surprised, to be fair. So I wouldn't hesitate to do a transatlantic on here or Iona. But I'd like to do Queen Marie 2 first, I think.
See a question about Paul and Carol's group cruise. Yes, Ken Lindsay went on it. Somebody's asking who went on it. Ken Lindsay were on there. Good evening, cruise boys. Hope you're feeling better.
Definitely. They've not been very well, have they?
No. How does Fred compare to Cunard? We thought Cunard is still a great product. Seriously looking at the transit.
I like Cunard.
Cunard's more formal than Fred.
Fred's still... No, you still dress up for Fred.
Yeah, but Cunard is more formal. It is forced formal.
Yeah.
In a sense, you have to wear a jacket. You have to.
There's not much between them though. The feel on board the ship is still nice. It's still classic. Yeah. It's still like traditional, conventional cruising. It's basically how cruising used to be.
I'd say there's a bit more entertainment on Cunard.
Yes, there's a lot more going on, definitely. Especially on the likes of Anne.
Like
bright lights,
live music and stuff like that.
But then again, there's silent discos on both. It's hard to, it's very hard. I do like Cunard myself, but it's more to do with the nostalgia, and I'm a bit of a ship goof.
Somebody's booked their first cruise on Marella Voyager after watching our vlogs.
Nice. Yeah, I'd like to try Voyager. She looks even dare I say, even better than Explorer, didn't she? We've had a look, and yeah, it does look really good. And again, with Marella, you can't really go wrong, because the price you see, the price you pay, and if you didn't want to spend another penny on that cruise, you can get away with that.
What is your most booked cruise line at the moment? From people booking through our travel agency.
Oh, that.
So that I think last time we did an update, I think it was MSC and P&O are our main ones. And for us, it's P&O. We've done the most.
We've done the most. Yeah. Although Cunard's very quickly approaching, isn't it?
Not far off.
Right, I'm gonna get myself another.
You want to get another one, do you?
Yeah. This is what I'm putting in my tiki mug, by the way, because I know yesterday, to some people's distress, I was drinking Carlin.
Day before yesterday, Friday.
No, it was yesterday.
Friday. Friday, cheers. You had Carlin.
Oh, see, the days have just gone. But yeah, everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're drinking Carlin. I was like, yeah, there's nothing posh about me.
Our chat has just gone a bit crazy and we've lost it. So we're just trying to get back through it. I think I found it.
Right, that's where we were.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Well, I do. I work for local government as my day job, and your day job
I do this.
is the vlogs, isn't it?
I edit them. Everyone thinks, oh, they take you 30 minutes to watch. It don't take that long to make. Believe me, it takes about a week per episode. And when you get one like this week, Narvik, it runs over to There's such a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us Welsh YouTubers. Tom and Dom were quite local to us until they moved recently. And they're still not too far.
They're still in Pembrokeshire, aren't they?
No, next county.
Cardigan now, aren't they?
Next county. When did you stop using LKGP? That's a long time ago. That was our old YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was before
Holidays at Sea,
wasn't it? that was basically, I think I did the original Queen Mary. That was the first video we made. Then we did maybe the Arcadia, maybe the Ventura. When did was it Preziosa we started?
I think that's probably when we first set up our YouTube channel. It was called LKGP.
Yeah, because I remember we just set
how did you find that?
That's like ages old. Yeah, that was the beginning. And then it was Holidays at Sea, which it's quite ironic, really. Everyone thought we were a travel agency kind of thing. And then we said, well, we were getting quotes and complaints and emails about their service they'd received. I was like, well, what is going on? And then we said, oh, we need to change it. Let's make it more personal. Was that during COVID? We changed to Cruise Monkeys.
Yes, it was.
And then we changed. Then we went on Virtuosa and poof.
Yeah. So talking to that, if you want to book a cruise, get in touch with that team down below. We're partnered with Travel Village, and there's a team in Blackpool who look after all our bookings. So when you ring that number or fill in the form, you'll get through to one of 7 people. Yeah. So it's not a big call centre or anything like that. It's personal service. Might not be the cheapest, but we're definitely cheaper than booking direct.
I mean, we find them cheap. We and family and friends that have used them.
And it's having something at the end of the phone as well. Exactly. It's a lot better. So
and it helps us out a little bit as well, because we do get a smidge commission. So it is quite nice.
It does support us.
It does help us back, because we make the videos and you see the expeditions and the fun, and then you book it.
What cruise line offers best value for money in your opinion?
Oh, I used to, within a flash of a second, say MSC, because the drinks package was just phenomenal. It was unlimited and it was cheap, and you can't go wrong with MSC value for money. But would you say that now? I'd say they're still quite value for money. You do get a lot.
P&O is good value for money,
especially the bigger ships like Avia and Iona. It tends to be the bigger the ship with the more balcony cabins and the greater capacity, the lower the cost.
There's some great value Cunard ones at the moment as well.
Yes, there are. Yeah, with a bigger ship there also comes more queuing, and the experience can be a bit different. Bear that in mind. But yeah, in general, I'd say the MSC's best value for money.
Karen, on Britannia in the Canaries and Aurora Northern Lights, can you recommend any must-do excursions? Head over to our Facebook group, and ask on there, because we can give you some ideas, and other people can give you ideas.
I mean,
we Canaries, it depends what
ports
you go into.
I'm assuming Canaries is usually always Madeira.
If you got Madeira in it, cable car.
I love the cable car. I like Blandy's. That is really good, and I did really enjoy that garden. That was really good.
And Northern Lights, if you're going up to Norway, you're probably going to have one where you can go dog sledging, something in Tromsø or Alta. Definitely,
if you can afford it. It's one of those things you'd probably only do once, maybe twice in your life, but it's definitely worth it.
We could talk and talk and talk on that one. So pop it in that group, and we'll get some more on that one. We've seen a nice itinerary, Fred, for 6 nights, France and Belgium Christmas markets. Oh yeah, that's a nice
didn't
one.
you see that one as well?
I've seen that one.
It was very good value for money as well.
Right, it's jumped again, so I'm just going to work my way through this. 7:29.
And you're doing by time?
Yeah, so I've worked out how to find it quicker now.
Okay.
Here we go.
The
P&O are doing combined Christmas New Year cruises this year.
That's good. That's good to know. Which ship?
It'll probably be one of the bigger ones, wouldn't it?
Could be all one of the. Actually, it could be the adult only, like maybe Arcadia or something. I always like the look of, and I think it's fantastic value for money. I'd love to be able to have the time to do it, but Iona tends to do a 35-night no-fly Caribbean cruise. So that's basically...
That would be fun.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
But the value for money, I'm sure, it's only up to £2,000-3,000. When you think what you get for that, I mean, obviously I wouldn't probably have a drinks package on that one, because I couldn't drink that for 5 weeks. I'd need to be drying out clinic when I come home. But I think value for money is phenomenal on that.
Yeah. Eclipse Cruises.
Who are they?
No, they're the Eclipse, Solo Eclipse.
Oh, those, yes.
They are pretty expensive.
They are, yeah. The thing is, it's only lasts like what, a couple of minutes tops, and it's over.
Andrew Smith is doing a New Year Hamburg in Bruges on the Aurora. Paid £1,700 for two of us with drinks package, but now gone up. So definitely the Christmas New Year ones. They do tend to increase in price.
The New Year ones are very expensive. They're even probably dearer than Christmas, to be fair.
Andrew's wife loves the bar. We got ours. I can't remember where it's from, but it's a power shed.
Yeah.
So if you look at Power Pub Shed, you can get.
We often say we should have got the next size up because it basically comes in like modules, doesn't it? And we've got a blank module, which is where the cupboardy bit is here, with all the actual sheddy stuff goes, like tools and that. And then this is the bar bit, which is only 2 sections. But we should have possibly bought another section. We would have just had enough room, I think, wouldn't we?
And we used our old shed to make things.
We used our old shed to build the partition wall and to put the backing on. Yeah,
because I was not going to pay for the tip to take it to the tip. Anybody thinking of booking Queen Elizabeth? Yes, when she's back in the Med in 27.
Definitely.
Would you do a whale watching in Canada?
I love whale watching. I really enjoy it. It's quite exhilarating when you actually see it and it's beautiful. And it's funny how it all goes silent and you just hear that with the spume comes out of the blowhole, and it's so peaceful when it goes out. No, it's really nice. We did it. We've done it in Isafjorda, and we really enjoyed that. I'm just seeing this chat here now.
About the blowhole. No, from Jerry. Can you ban Ken Goes Cruising from your next group cruise? You made me do karaoke.
Charades.
We wish we were on that group.
We do. We would have liked
cruise. They've been great fun.
But it just wouldn't have weird. And with our dog, we couldn't put the dog away.
Sorry, my lovelies. I meant, are you planning to go on somebody else's group cruise? Not at the moment. We are looking at Ken Goes Cruises cruise.
Yeah,
that's quite hard to say.
Yeah,
but we have got a few things on, so it'll be last minute.
And this year to be honest, we're a bit skint.
Yeah,
because we've got quite a lot coming up. We've got a cruise in October. We've got a cruise New Year,
and they're quite bucket list.
And they're bucket list. Well,
one of them is anyway.
One of them is, and New Year's we're not home for New Year's, which is the first we're doing this, and I think it's going to be fun.
We haven't been on Marella Explorer 2. Explorer was pretty clean.
Yeah,
it wasn't pretty clean. It was clean.
Anyway, I think it's just a tad old but clean. I mean, I'd say it was comfortable. I don't think there was anything really that stood out on Marella. I thought, oh god, that's obnoxiously dirty or filthy. There was no smells.
Well, we said she was probably better looked after than some of the ships we've been on. I think we compared her to Azura, and we said she was better Nick and Azura, whereas Azura's younger.
Azura has had a refit now, so it's a bit unfair. But at the time, we said it was better Nick.
Are you going on another river cruise? We'd love to. I would. Nothing planned at the moment.
I would. If it was me now, I'd probably be looking at something maybe like a TUI river cruise. I would like to do another one. Now, it's been. Well, when did we do that? It was about 3 years ago now.
Yeah, and
it was really.
We get so many comments on that still, don't we? Loads of people comment.
I would definitely do it again. I'm really glad we did that, and I would do it again.
Loads of people do comment on the Avalon one. It seems quite popular.
It was just the experience of it. It was just completely. It was familiar and similar to a cruise, but not. If that makes sense, it was nice.
Do you know any hacks or tips for solo traveller? So I'd go to the solo meetups. I would, if I was you. So on the first day they normally do them. That's where you can meet fellow solo travellers. If you're looking to get a good price solo cruise, that's more difficult. It's kind of just sign up to lots of email lists. Make sure you follow us. I did post a river cruise on Thursday, and that was a really, really good price. And it was solos only, that one.
Sometimes they do have promotions for solos, don't they? Which work.
Ambassador Fred Olsen tend to be quite good for solos. Let's have a look. See if there's any more questions in here. Yes. Cheers.
Yes, everybody, let's have a drink because it's work tomorrow.
Silver Muse, that'd be a nice one to do, wouldn't it? That'd be really nice.
Isn't it super bosh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I couldn't afford that.
So I think we've all caught up.
Good.
And we're coming up to the last 10 minutes.
Oh,
So-
says met you on Victoria. Whoa.
Yep.
Met you on Victoria and some mini cruise when you were at LKGP Market start. Yes, I remember. I do remember that. We were walking through, I believe it was the top level of the Queen's room, I want to say. I do remember that. Yeah, because it was do you know what? That was honestly the first time somebody ever actually recognised us and said, I watched on YouTube. That was you were the first ones. You were the first one.
Until December,
that was when we went back in 2016, wasn't it? I think when we went on because at that time I think it was the first time we've been on Queen Victoria, and that was ages.
Yeah, so we hadn't even changed to so at that point we were just chucking videos out as they were, weren't they?
Yeah, we used to just but still, wow.
I think that was also the cruise.
I actually remember. I do remember.
Yeah. And I think that was also the cruise. Somebody who I worked with happened to be on the same cruise, and I didn't know they were there. So I remember walking past, hearing their voice, and I think I remember we saw them, and it was the first time somebody had recognised us.
Yeah.
So cool.
That I do remember that. I do remember that. Believe it or not.
So that's what. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So if you've got any questions, pop them in now. So we've just got a few minutes to answer them. What's on my list to talk about lately? I've covered all that stuff.
Let's get the list.
Let's get the list.
Thumbs up, you fast.
Yeah.
Said
So we've got apparently we've got 52 thumbs up. We've got over 100 people watching. So some of you need to give us more thumbs up, please. Getting quite cheeky now. So we said about episode 2's live. So that's done.
You've also said about the travel agent thing. You said to get a quote because honestly, if it's cheaper, you could save yourself a couple of quid, and it doesn't hurt to ask. No, honestly, please.
Just ask. And if you're not already following us on Facebook and Instagram, you can follow us over there at Cruise Monkeys UK.
Facebook would be good because you can ask questions and people can chat. And if we are busy or we can't help you, other people will. And that's one thing. That's one of the things we're most proud of is the fact we've got a little community, and that's nice.
I did see a question here somewhere.
There's one there.
Hang on, there's another one there. Here we go. Right, travel insurance. So at the moment, we're currently using our bank for travel insurance.
Yeah.
We have used Cover for You in the past, and they were great. We had a couple of missed ports, and
James would have known that was when we were on the group cruise. Yeah.
And they paid out, I think, about £100 per person for the missed ports. So that was really good. And for our group cruise, it worked out really well. Because what we did with money,
we used the money to buy loads of bottles of prosecco for our what you call event. We used
a black tie event.
We used to have a reception room, didn't we? We used to have an event, which we'll be doing on the next one as well. That's something that's staying, by the way. I'd like to.
That was fun. We enjoyed hosting those little events.
I liked them. They were a really nice way of seeing everybody. And to be fair, P&O were really good. Like we ordered trays of canapes and stuff for that event, and when the events manager came, because we were trying to arrange, I don't know if some of you from the group cruise will remember, we were trying to arrange a wine tasting on our cruise, just us as a group, and we were all prepared to pay. They would have made a whack, but anyway, they didn't do it. And the guy came to say that to us, but saw what we were trying to do, and all of a sudden these random chefs, with all these additional.
I'm sure we didn't order all that.
We didn't order that. We had like a little buffet, didn't we? Which, to be fair, you can't fault.
We ordered, I think, something like 10 plates of food, and I'm sure there was a lot more than 10 plates came out.
But it worked really. To be fair, I got to hand it to them. They went above and beyond. Yeah, I would say I was quite pleased with that.
Thank you to the people who've just given thumbs up. I can see it's climbing. Thank you.
Cheers. And otherwise, Gavin's face will look like this. He sees the likes. He's like, he's making the face now.
In your opinion, which cruise line has the best food, cocktails, and overall experience?
I do not
think
overall.
Overall, yes.
Yeah, I like
But I'd also say Celebrity was
good.
Fred had really good food. Cocktails were a bit. We didn't find a huge selection of cocktails.
But then Fred could win with me just because it does vol au vents and twiglets. Honestly, that made my day. And a lot more cruise lines need to take note, and they need to have twiglets and vol au vents on their ships. No, not again. But I'd say overall, for just general, a bit of everything, I like the quality of drinks. I like the service I get from Cunard. I like the food has been always good. We've never had a problem with food on Cunard. We're always really happy with it. It is a good, I mean, we've not really had bad food on other ships like that.
No, I'd say overall, an all-rounder.
But it's just a nice all-rounder. It's just
I've got to move because my leg is dying.
Going now, because we're sitting on the stools. There's little cushions, though.
Yeah, my cushion had fallen off,
Oh.
so I was getting dead leg. I'm trying to see another question. Yeah.
Did somebody I see ask, or you might have missed it, it was a bit earlier, and it said, how does P&O compare to Royal Caribbean? I would say, for a start, the drinks are a lot dearer, but they're not counted at like 15, which you get on P&O. The staff are probably a lot more friendlier and engaging. They're probably encouraged to do so, whereas like P&O and Cunard, because they're British, it's that whole mythology, that sort of thing of be seen, not heard kind of thing. It's supposed to be a discreet service, isn't it, really, with them? But they are a lot more in your face, a bit like Princess, really lively. I would say the quality of food on Royal Caribbean is a step above P&O, to be fair. It really is.
But we haven't tried the new P&O menus.
No, which do look absolutely fantastic,
So,
by the way.
I think that they posted on their Facebook page some pictures from the menus. And
well, we know Ken, who's in the chat, was on Aurora, and he said their food was exceptional on their last Aurora cruise when they did the Northern Lights. And we were like, oh, okay, things might be changing. So yeah, we shall have to go back on a P&O and find out. But if it's similar price,
I'm guessing
that a different question now. Oh no, this is a different one again. This one's okay. If it was P&O or Princess and it was similar price, I would say Princess. I like the medallion tech. I like all the things, the stuff. Yeah, I think Princess.
So going back to what you were saying just before that, the difference between P&O and Royal Caribbean.
I think we pretty much covered it.
You covered that.
Said
one. Sorry,
elevated.
I saw that question and I thought that was it.
And the drinks and all, it is usually Royal Caribbean slightly dearer, but it's that old adage, you get what you pay for kind of thing.
We did mention this earlier. It was quite a chilled out vibe, wasn't it?
It's very chilled out.
An older crowd, so it was, quizzes, that kind of thing going on. More traditional.
We're quite
traditional
old
cruise.
in our ways anyway, aren't we? But then that's why we're cruisers as well. But I liked it. What's this one here?
Recommend a ship tour. Yeah.
Very informative. Yeah. Do they do that? They used to do years ago. Used to be able to. God, this is going back now. Used to be able to pay something dull like about £75.
Yeah, you still can.
And you could go to Southampton and you could say it was Queen Mary 2. And you could pay like £75.
Yeah, I'm sure something's.
And they'd take you on a tour for when the ship would come in port. Like people are disembarking, new people are getting on, but you have like basically what we get as like vloggers and stuff when you're invited down. And you will go around the ship and they give you like a lunch and you pay like £75 for it.
I think there is one. They're doing it now. I think it's either P&O or Cunard are doing it, and the money raised is for a charity.
Oh, that could be Cunard then, Princess Trust.
Could be. But yeah, I did see it. It's considerably more than £75. Though,
yeah, well, obviously this. I mean, like I said, I'm talking back in 2014, 15. Yeah.
Last minute or so. So if you have any last questions, please pop them in now. Otherwise, we shall be calling it tonight.
And that's really nice.
Some food, don't we?
Really nice of who said this? I can't see it. Just says, Nick Island. Is that? That's really nice. Thank you for saying that. He said, I must say how much we love your videos and they're filmed and edited so well. Oh, Hairy Canaries. Hairy Canaries cruise and retire next year. We'll definitely do the cable. Yeah, definitely do the cable and definitely do the toboggan and definitely go to Blandy's and have some port. It's really nice. Really enjoying
really good.
Absolutely. Honestly, I think out of all the ports we've done down the Canaries, we've said this time and time again, Madeira is just absolutely brilliant. Another thing you could actually do is you could get the cable car up. You could do the botanical garden and you could get the toboggans back down.
Yeah.
That would
be great.
Really good. And then you could finish it off with a drink at Blandy's, stumbling back to ship. Yeah. That would be the perfect. Honestly, that would be a perfect.
That would be a good day.
That'd be a bloody good day. That I would do that.
So
you have to wake up early though, because you need to make sure you get it all in. So, but no, you could do it though. Yeah.
So I think we're coming up to the hour. So, what we'll say is make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you give this video a like. We're up to 73 likes now. Thank you very much. I like that.
And we'll. In the meantime, we shall see you next weekend.
No, you don't.
We will when we release our video.
Oh, okay.
When we next week. We're day 3. We're
day 3.
Mulder. We go to the Atlantic Ocean Road.
It's quite wet.
Very wet. You'll see.
Yes.
You will see. But it was what I find really strange with that is I did not realise when you first go to the fjords, you think they're massive, but now we've gone to them a few times. They're getting smaller and smaller every time. We were literally just around the corner from Andelsnes, which we love. And Aurora was coming up. You will see.
So that'll be out at 7 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it before then, join the Patreon.
That's something now. It's now.
That's there now.
In the meantime, we've got to write a voiceover, do the voiceover. Well, I say do the voiceover. Gavin's got to do the voiceover. I've got to edit that voiceover to make sure the volumes are right.
For number 4.
And number 4, because it's made.
And you're already on number 5?
I'm making number 5. I'm probably, I think I have about 800 videos. I'm about 200 and something in. So I've got quite a lot to get through. It's the bloody scenery is the problem. And you video so much. You just want to capture every moment of it all. And it's so hard. But yeah, I'll get there. Yeah. So thank you all for joining us, everybody. We really appreciate you spending time with us this Sunday.
Yes, we'll be back live in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So we'll see you then. And well, we'll see you next week, as Lucas just said.
See you next Friday.
Thanks,
Cheers, everybody.
guys.
Cheers.
Bye.